On the vote, let's bring in current affairs commentator Victor Gao. Victor, are you surprised by the results and the amount of votes Ms. Tsai received?
Well, I'm personally not surprised. I think now the election is over, the election results are made known, and people across the Taiwan Strait need to live with this reality of another 4 years term for Ms. Tsai Ing-wen as the leader of Taiwan. And both people in Taiwan, including the DPP as well as the KMT, and here in mainland China, need to do some readjustments to make sure that the situation will still be characterized with stability, and both sides of the Taiwan Strait will still be committed to development, rather than anyone in Taiwan or elsewhere take any risk to do damage and rock the boat in terms of the cross-strait relations. I think that's the key. That's what people are expecting for the coming 4 years.
To what extent do you think the events in Hong Kong, the intense media coverage that they got, to what extent do you think that helped Tsai Ing-wen?
Well, I think the instability and the chaos in Hong Kong over the past 6 months definitely had an impact on the election in Taiwan, and Tsai Ing-wen may be the net winner of this chaos in Taiwan. However, I think when we look at the one country, two system, it doesn't work that well in Hong Kong if you look at the chaos and the attack on the rule of law in Hong Kong. But in the neighboring Macau, it's working very well. So I don't think any claim that the one country, two system is not working really holds water. And for Taiwan, I think the eventual future of Taiwan should not be decided by the 23 million people in Taiwan alone. It should be decided by the 1.4 billion people across the two sides of the Taiwan Strait, including the 23 million people in Taiwan. That's a megatrend. No one can reverse that megatrend. No one could benefit people in Taiwan by fighting against that megatrend. That's the most important thing in the cross-strait relations.
The director of Beijing's Taiwan Affairs Office wrote earlier this month, the timing is what I want to talk about, that the parties in Taiwan are actively exploring reunification under a one-country, two-system model. Do you think that was meant to influence voters in Taiwan, the timing of it, and did it work or did it backfire?
No, I think the cross-strait relations need to be promoted in a way that eventually it will serve the interests of the people of both sides of the Taiwan Strait, the 1.4 billion people in mainland China and the 23 million people in Taiwan. And any attempt to further strain relations between the two sides of the Taiwan Strait, any attempt to put up more blocks against the greater exchanges of people, businesses, finance, for example, between the two sides of the Taiwan Strait, eventually will backfire, because the people in Taiwan will not benefit from such anti-historical developments if any politicians in Taiwan really want to take the risk of fighting against the megatrend of more exchanges, more connectivity between the two sides of the Taiwan Strait.
And very quickly, Victor, do you expect more or any provocation from Tsai Ing-wen now that she has effectively a historical mandate there in Taiwan?
My personal concern is that Ms. Tsai Ing-wen probably will become more reckless in pushing the edge of the envelope, in promoting the so-called de jure independence of Taiwan. But eventually, I think there are major factors which may hold her in check. Why? Because the overwhelming majority of the people in Taiwan do not want to have greater instability in the relations between the two sides of the Taiwan Strait. Most of the people in Taiwan still want to have peace, stability, steadiness in relations with mainland China, and both mainland China and Taiwan can benefit with more exchanges rather than more estrangement in the bilateral relations across the Taiwan Strait.
Victor Gao, thank you very much, live in Beijing.